I don't know why I looked. That's the part that bothers me the most. I wasn't being chased. I didn't hear a noise. I just had this feeling that if I didn't check, something worse would happen. I was cutting through the neighborhood behind my house, the one with the long street and the old houses that all looked the same. It was late enough that the streetlights were on, but early enough that you still expected to see someone walking their dog or pulling into a driveway. I got about halfway down the street when I felt exposed, like I was standing in the middle of an empty room with someone watching from the doorway. There was a brick wall on my left, part of someone's yard. I stepped closer to it without really thinking, slowing down. I told myself I was just being paranoid, but I didn't step back out into the open. I leaned just enough to look down the street. At first, I didn't see anything, just the road stretching out, the yellow light from one street lamp and the dark space beyond it where the houses stopped. Then I realized there was something standing near the edge of the light. It wasn't close, far enough away that if it was a person, I wouldn't be able to recognize them anyway. But it wasn't moving, and that's what made it stand out. People shift their weight, they check their phone, they turn their head. This thing didn't. I couldn't tell what it was looking at until I felt this sudden, sharp certainty that it was looking right at me. I pulled back behind the wall immediately. My heart was beating so hard it actually hurt, and I remember feeling stupid for reacting like that. I stood there for a few seconds, telling myself it was just someone standing under the light. But I didn't leave. After a moment, I leaned out again, slower this time. It was still there. Same spot, same posture. I noticed then that its proportions were wrong. The arms hung too low, the shoulders didn't sit right. It looked like someone had taken a person and stretched them just slightly, enough that your brain couldn't relax. I couldn't see a face, the light didn't reach that far. But I had this overwhelming sense that it knew exactly where I was, even though most of my body was hidden behind the wall. What scared me most wasn't that it might come closer. It was that it didn't need to. I backed away without turning around and went the long way home, sticking to streets with lights and houses I recognized. I kept checking over my shoulder, but I never saw it again. That night I looked out my bedroom window toward that street. The light was still on. The road was empty. I haven't walked that way since. Sometimes when I pass that wall during the day, I feel embarrassed about how afraid I was. But at night, when the street is quiet and the light flickers just a little, I don't look down the road anymore, because I don't want to find out whether it's still standing there.